Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 yeah.
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence, it's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring. And I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 yeah,
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence, it's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring. And I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah,
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah, in this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
my whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah,
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless.
Hi, good evening, folks. We're here tonight for the WORC Petite Le Mans. Well, GT3 Championship at Road Atlanta, presented by GGR. If you've been here tonight, we're going to crown a champ. Go Josh Patterson right now. Up top on this one, our Heat Race 1 is kind of the format that these guys go off of. It's kind of like a short style sprint race. Invert to top 5. We have a win here. So It'll be an interesting night of racing so far. I got a guy up here in the booth with me, though, actually. But, Walter, what do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Just close, tight racing. This is Road Atlanta. It's a very technical, like you said earlier in the pre-race, technical course. Going to see some good side-by-side battling through the first sector here on the first lap to determine how the pace is going to go and see who has the best car around this place.
Absolutely. We got a slew of cars here. You got Patterson out front there, some Main sitting there in second. Brian Zinn starting in third. Now, just got a confirmation here as far as points goes, and now it's a little bit closer than what it is. Or it was Brian Zinn out front with a 5-point lead over Patterson, but Patterson about getting the points. Now it's a 4-point lead. Got Wayne sitting back there in third spot, 24 points back. So kind of close now, and it's anybody's ball game before the night's over with.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if Patterson wins the sprint, and I believe Brian is the guy that's currently in the lead of the championship, that would mean Patterson jumps him since he did win that pole just now.
Yes.
I have it right. Yeah.
A lot of scenarios here, and here's my thing. I don't know a lot of the bonus points, penalty points, and stuff like that. And I usually just go off of, okay, let's say 1 point of position, which probably is different in road racing. And either way, we're looking at a close race. So I'm gonna say I'm like you. I think if Patterson pretty much pulled this win off here in the kind of like our heat race, then he's gonna be setting himself up pretty good going into the feature.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, I think the grid gets some type of reversal after the first sprint race.
They do, top five. I'll get inverted.
Top five.
So Patterson wins, he'll start in fifth. And it really wouldn't be too bad. Track like this at the Road Atlanta, it's been a while since I've raced on it. It's a very good track, though. I call it kind of a technical style track. There is some ups and downs to it. You've got a few corners that are momentum style turns, but you do have a lot that are tight style turns. You got to ease up on. So not a lot of places to pass, but that's the one thing with road racing. Got to set these guys up. So him starting in fifth, let's say if he wins, him starting back in fifth, not just work cut out for him to get up front. I mean, it's not always easy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the easiest feat, but just based off the qualifying performance, it does seem that he has the fastest car, and I think this track does have just enough areas where you can pass to where it's possible for him to go all the way back up to the lead if he were to win this sprint race here.
Absolutely. Right now, pace truck's pulling them around. We're getting set to go green flag. We've got a slew of great machines out here for the GT3. We appreciate all our sponsors out there, Lime Media, Keystone Corner, with the GT3 coming on board here tonight. Obviously, the WORC, GGR, my bad, coming on board tonight. It's going to be a good one. Green flag flies. They're going to head off into turn one. This is where chaos comes into play as you're still 2x2.
2x2 here. Patterson leads them down through the little S's section, followed by Luke Mann. And looks like Patterson has had a clean start through the sprint race.
So far, so good. Everybody's kind of sliding around. And Main still holds up there in second. Patterson's got a good jump out front. You got John right here. He's holding up in the third. Everybody kind of single file. Brian Zinn, the BMW machine. You got to go back here around fifth and sixth, get side by side. That's Castile and Haley are off the track.
Yeah, Castile takes the spot from Haley there and has pulled away already. And looks like Haley's going to lose another spot here to Visconti. They're close.
Hopefully, folks, the ticker roll to cross the lines. John, right now, we got a car crashing. This Tyson. Play real quick. Back here in the back by himself. Ari. Car that hasn't really had it just came out. Let's throttle.
And not enough grip there to keep the car going straight.
Well, see right now, top two, kind of strung out a little bit. Main's right there with him. Battle going on back here is Collins.
Collins got a few in the grass.
Them guys trying to make a new way
Looks
around
like
the
the
track.
Ferrari's going to take that spot.
Yeah, he probably had to give
Takes
up some position there.
Takes advantage of a mistake.
Road racing, folks, if you don't know, you go off track just like that right
another
there.
one.
Yeah, you go off track, you have to usually give the position back or get a time penalty.
I believe there may have been a pass for a lead from the ticker here on my on the link. If you could check that.
It is Maine. Got a car going off. Yep, Luke Maine taking it.
He goes down into turn one here. We already have a car. I believe coming out of the pits. It's gonna be one lap down. Oh, another car through the grass there, missing the corner. I believe it was a Lamborghini.
And
there's a BMW in the same trap.
Yeah. Back on the replay here and see if catch what happened. Right here, side by side. That's like the Penta, and just contacting the turn.
Oh.
Bam! Hard in the wall too.
That was a very Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton-like incident from Britain this year. If anyone follows Formula One, you know exactly what I'm referencing. Looks like the biggest mover this race will be Brayson so far. He is up to 7th. So that's a very good start for him.
Yeah, it is. Maine right now still out front with Patterson. We talked about this before the race. With this track as short as it is, there's the ticker. As short as it is, and it's as far as road race tracks go, it's one of the shortest out there. But with it being as tight cornered, the Mercedes are known for their power, and that's why they really benefited last week, and then obviously at Daytona. But you can see these short style turns. He really has to muscle that car. But that Audi might not have the full straightaway speed, but it's very nimble in the turns, so he's able to that huge advantage in a lot of these turns on a track like this. So I'd say benefit goes to your cars like Audi, Lamborghinis, the Ferrari, and the Porsche that we haven't seen in the last couple of weeks be dominant.
Yeah, and I think just from watching the top two there from battling, and then we have a car around, looks like a BMW. But from the top two cars there was a great way to show that Mercedes it just looked like it wasn't driving as well as the Audi in those corners. The Audi looked easier to drive.
Yeah, it's like a big boat almost.
As we see the Lambo in the BMW make contact.
Oh. And that's what I'm saying. This track is so tight. Not a lot of places to pass. That's Brian Zinn. Actually, that right there. We're talking about points. That's huge because he is the points leader right now, back in ninth. And you've got the second place man sitting at second. This is what we're talking about. We could have a leapfrog in the points just in the heat race as the white flag flies one more time.
Yeah, and he is going to be, he's currently in ninth place, as you said, so he will not be starting like typically he would want to in fifth place for the end of the sprint race, and then flip for the reversal for the feature to where he'd be on pole. So he'd be stuck in ninth place if he stays there.
And actually, Patterson, by coming here, as you're watching the top two. Again, on road racing, we talk about times and intervals. I mean, right here is very, very close on any style racing that you've got. You can do anything. That car the Mercedes, like I say, it's almost like a Bronco Bull. He's wrestling that thing in these turns, but the Audi just is so nimble. I might not have that full straightaway power right there, but as she comes around and wins the heat race. And going to be interesting now because the points battle, definitely, Zen looks like he's going to come back up to 7th. He's going to get a couple positions back. The problem is with Patterson second. If we go off 1 point, if we go off 1 point a position, and again in GT3 it could be a lot different. I don't know a lot of bonus points. Right now, Patterson would leapfrog Zen because it was only 4 points coming into this thing.
It was 4 points, and if I'm correct, second place gives 4 points in the sprint.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not sure the point structure, and I can only maybe go off. I'm just going off of folks out there, but again, we'll get confirmation from Brian. He'll be on top of it, but we definitely will find out. But I'm just kind of going off 1 point of position, and even with that puts Patterson ahead. But then he could be even more ahead than anything. But here we go, feature time, and they're going to warm it up just a little bit for about a minute. So let these guys get the sights and sounds out there. We're at the WORC. Hope I'm saying it right. Petit Le Mans GT3 Championship of Road America, presented by the GGR guys out here. So I'm going anywhere. We'll let these guys let's do the sights and sounds. We'll be right back here. All right, folks, we're back. Feature here tonight, and first heat race here, Road Atlanta. Good track. I've raced on it here on the iRacing platform. Raced on it on other sims and so forth. I like it. Kind of a technical style track. Fast for a small track, and I know when I say small track, kind of weird to say when you refer to road racing, but. Any one of you guys, I know you were talking about there, partner, you don't have iRacing, but any of y'all raced in other sims that have raced maybe this track?
Yeah. I wouldn't
Forza
necessarily
and
count this as
Project
Forza and Project Cars, but
Okay.
besides that, I mean, that's about it. But
Okay. Hey.
yeah, I've driven in leagues on Road Atlanta, and those typically go kind of like how we saw the sprint race. You know, you got guys typically kind of go off in the grass in the Estes section. It's very common. Typically, there could be contact because it's just such a tight circuit. You know, just kind of the similar aspects, even though it's different games and styles.
Yeah. Project Cars I'm very familiar with, and actually that's where I came from. Ran a lot of leagues. Well, I ran a league with it every weekend, and I would spend hours and hours and multitudes of hours setting up for our league race that week. And I'm with you. It just, you know, I love got nothing against iRacing, but if I had to pick, I'd say ACC or Project Cars to me. When it comes to road side, I prefer a little bit more better iRacing. Again, you got nothing against iRacing. I've always said it's the realest thing without spending millions of dollars to go real racing. And they're oval and dirt. When it comes to road, they do have competition. Still, you can learn so much coming out here. And we just talked about the Mercedes. You got two of them in the top 5. But I got a feeling that the Lambo, and then you already see that Porsche right there, they're so nimble that, and 3 wide usually don't work right off the bat, but they're so nimble that you're...
Oh, that's not a good way to start this race. We see the Lamborghini hitting
Christian.
multiple cars. There was a massive accident there. Lots of cars.
Talladega happened. Can't decipher what went on. Now that was Christian, who originally won. Back here and find him here real quick. Back on the replay here and see. Now just a little bit. Remember, they went into that start almost 3 and 2 wide. You see him in the Lambo there in the middle. And looked like he hit a bump. Comes through the first one, probably a little bit too much.
He did not have a good angle driving into that corner. He came in very shallow, and that's going to cause a loss of grip, and then it's just ping pong from there.
I tell you who got involved too. Josh Allen got a little bit, or Josh Patterson got a little bit of that right there. But you got Pena as another car.
I can tell you the biggest loser out of that, if I'm correct. Brian Zinn, who was the points leader coming into tonight, he is down in 11th.
Zinn right now, yeah, he was able to skim right through. We see it there. There's Haskins going around. Henderson crashing. Kind of looking through like Haley.
Looks like Brian's actually pitting his car.
Yeah. Go back live here and see what we see. But yeah, Christian in the pits. Got Garrett. Ryan's in. Yeah, he's coming down on pit road. Got the front end damage. You see it right there. Ow.
That's big because he was leading by 5 points heading into tonight.
But well, actually, it's even more huge because coming into this race now, he's 4 points behind. So this is even more. He had disaster in the heat race, which lost him the lead. And now with Patterson leading this thing, because there is no cautions in road racing. That's one thing. But now you got I call him John Jr. I cannot pronounce his last name. Or Zeno or Hero. I don't know.
Cannizzaro. We'll go with that.
Again, we get back up here.
Cannizzaro, I think.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but we get up here, we talked about it. The same scenario here with Patterson. He is muscling that Mercedes around. Again, Mercedes really known for their power and all. They're not a nimble style car. This track would be more set up for those Audis, Porsches, Lambos, maybe Ferraris. That aren't really high-end powered straightaway style cars. Very good turning, and we can see that right now with John out front. And you got Luke Main back here who slipped through. He did get a little damage, I think, on the front, so might hurt that car.
I will say for Josh Patterson here, who is our current champion, all he needs to do right now is just keep that car in one piece and finish the race, kind of where he is. He doesn't need to necessarily force anything now, knowing that his biggest rival is outside the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, he could give up several. Whoa! There's a perfect example of going in too hard into a turn.
We see the Sprite Audi of Maine there, losing a bit of ground, and I believe he stopped on track there.
Might do his night here because that thing's got wing damage and everything else. It probably looks like it's got some front end toe damage too. Battle for the lead. Patterson's not going to give up. Now, with that said, I'm with you. The big picture is the championship. Now, he does not know, I don't think he knows that he's ahead in championship points. Unless he's just keeping a back-end log somewhere. But he's pressing awful hard to try to win this race. He's still, even with Brian Zinn, he's back on the track. Never give up. And a lap down, I think might be just one lap down. So Patterson up here pushing as hard as he is. He wrecked. Oh boy, you know, still point.
Into this race, he had to beat Wayne Castile and Brian Zinn, and he's ahead of both of them right now, so you got to wonder if that's coming into play. Don't want to make a silly mistake and take yourself out of it.
You don't. I mean, that's true. Right now, he's looking pretty strong out front. And they're kind of making a misbeliever out of me when we talk about the Mercedes, because right now you got one out front, one in third. But here's two cars that we haven't seen big, the McLarens. Seen a lot of them, and got Nick Penna and Ryan Martin, both in fourth and fifth.
Yeah, they look to be having some pretty solid runs here. Oh, we have a car in the back. I believe he just went off.
It's Jay Mutter. Ow.
Hard hit.
Here, yes. Right here. Yep, right there.
I believe.
Oh, someone spun in front of him, too.
But then I think it was this one right here also. Rich Dawson went off the track hard.
Yeah, this is the one I saw in the background. All two of them went around and up the hill and
right
into the wall there.
Here, a lot of speed coming down that hill into those S's.
Yeah, you can tell his car's got a good bit of damage.
Yeah, well, and you're right. You know, you bring that up, and we talked about that too before the race. You know, road racing, you really got to set it up. There's not a lot of places to pass here on this track. You could maybe try to pass like right here where he's coming out. Here's not a good place. Here's not one, but coming through the message, you can see you riding along with him coming up through here. Once you get out of this right here, you probably could pass a guy that's kind of a straightaway. Passing zone right here, if you can make it stick, would be another one. Very tight. Coming out of it, and he's got another sharp right here. Got to really whoa that. Kind of misconceiving a little bit because that heel comes into play. But this right here really shows what these guys are doing. Here's another passing zone. Coming up, if you've got the right angle, be able to get alongside of someone. Hearing a lot of speed. Yeah, right here would be another passing. But you need to make that pass early, because if you're side by side going into these S's like this, now right here you could overtake coming out in the final turn. Kind of gives you a good ride along. You guys are seeing them. It just shows you how tight these turns are.
Hey, you're talking about how the big is real tight. turn 12, it gets real narrow right there at the exit. So if you're going to make a pass into 10, you got to get it done before 11. Or if you're still side by side into 12, somebody's going to have to give, because there really isn't room for 2 cars at 12.
You can see too with the elevation of this track. I mean, it's not so much the turns are like really hard, a lot of S-style turns and some sweeping turns, but the elevation, like right here, you're coming in so much speed, you're going down third gear, and then all of a sudden, boom, right here's this turn. And a lot of guys, man, you can just go right off the track because it just pops up on you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a blind corner. You hear that said a lot in racing.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to, a lot of it's just predetermined memory just to know when to brake for the corner and all sorts of things like that. But it's something also we haven't mentioned, and I'm not too experienced with this. Does this race typically have track limits involved? Is there any time penalties that could be given?
I think that's just normal. I think that's normal road racing anyways. I believe it is. Not 100% sure parameter-wise how iRacing has that set up. Obviously, the thing, too, is to get around these tracks, you've got to push the limit. You see that lap car, he's just pretty much just got out the way. On road racing, you're pushing the limits there with the rumble strips going across them. And that all depends on the sim and how far it's going to let you go before it says, hey, look, you're off track, or penalizes your citizen. Because like right there, you could say, well, he was off the track, but then again, no, they give you kind of a little leeway. But you've got to push it as a driver. I mean, you really got to want to get around. And right now, we got a battle for the lead. What Wayne is closing in. So Mercedes are doing what they need here on this track.
Yeah, been moderate lap times here. It looks like Wayne Castile, his last lap was 4/10 faster than Patterson. He's really been closing in. He's bringing John Cassiano with him, Cannizzaro with him as well. Looks like they're all there.
Yeah, I apologize, folks, on some of these names. And probably will be even for next season too. So.
We were analyzing the each manufacturer's strengths and weaknesses, and we said the Mercedes, we might not think it'd work too well, and they're just proving us wrong.
They are.
Running 1 and 2 here.
And then that takes it back to driving too. I mean, you can see those still just how much the Mercedes is, how these guys are muscling them around the turd, as opposed to that Porsche backer. It looks like he's just on rails. The problem is speed-wise. I mean, that power. If you know how to use the power of the Mercedes to get off the turns, get into the turns with it, you can overcome the shortfalls, let's say it that way, of what it is. Now, right there, you saw Wayne kind of mess up just a little bit. I think he's pushing that car pretty hard to get around. Gosh. Actually, a good race. I mean, if any one of these guys messed up one corner, and he'll slip right by him.
Yeah, he's trying to get in the slipstream here of Patterson, and he might be looking for a move. He's going to be pretty close. Let's see if he dives down to the outside.
Passing zone, like I said.
2 breaks later. Looks like Patterson. Oh, it's getting a little bit tight there. Is he going to wheeze his way through? Still
if he stays side by side, he's got the preferred line going in the last turn.
He gives him the space, though.
Oh man, the Porsche, close. I think, came up in there. Wow, what a race this is. It's top 3, folks. That's why I like GT3 cars. You can get out here and, do a little bumping and here and there on them, but most of the time, now you saw right there, Josh, he probably went, and I'm going to tell you what, he's driving that car. He knows that Wayne's there. And so he's got that thing going. But you saw him come around that one turn on those rumble strips. That's about as far as you could probably take it without going off track. He really used up everything.
Yeah, and he's got a better gap this time around than he did previously, which led to that encounterment into the chicane. So we're back here at the back stretch. We got, it looks like, about 5 to go.
Oh, that's an eternity on a track like this. So it's plenty time for Wayne to maybe cool those tires down. Probably what he's doing, kind of cooling back, sitting back here. Josh was running pretty hard to try to get him right there. Boy, he drove it in.
Ooh, he might lose his spot to the Porsche.
Yeah.
He goes and try to switch back.
Yep, right there. He's going to have to give it up because it went off track. Now, that's a number one probably mistake, mental-wise, you can make on road race. Overdrive your turns, coming in and going off.
Yeah, we saw them both close up very fast. You gotta
Oh, and he's off again.
Oh, he's off again.
Wow. Yeah. His tires
I
probably
wonder
now.
maybe he used up his
giving up.
tires trying to get up
I'm with
to
you
two of
there.
them.
He's struggling now. Well,
Right
let's see
before
if-
he caught him, he
oh.
ran the fastest lap of the race. Probably used up a little bit trying to get there.
If there is any good news for Wayne there, I believe fourth place is over 30 seconds behind.
Oh, yeah, 35 seconds. Now, they got a battle here. Ryan and Penner, that's actually fourth and fifth.
Yeah, I believe Ryan, if I was checking earlier correctly, yeah, he is the biggest mover in this race. He's up 10 spots.
It is, yep. Absolutely. Next one would be Jay Mutter. Unfortunately, Christian, there's a winner, there's a loser, and he's the one 13 positions back. Ryan Zinn, that first car lap down, he's hoping that Josh just makes a mistake and doesn't make one here soon. That's over with.
You need a mistake from Wayne Castile too, probably. The way the points are, they're ball 3 in, and you need both of them to drop out for him to have a chance.
Like Penna able to get a little bit of distance. What's happening back here with Haskins? He's back here kind of running by himself in 6th. Collins smashed up car, but he's back here in 7th. And Mutter, we talked about, second biggest mover here in 9th. And then obviously we're talking Zen. Not going to give up, but he's one lap down back here in 9th place spot.
Yeah, this is
have
not the race that,
dominated. Yeah.
not the race he's wanting to go. Zen, he got caught up in that lap 1 carnage that just, he had a car left and right of him spinning everywhere. It was just a trailer park through a tornado through a trailer park, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just got caught up in it. Not what you look for.
Here's where Josh just really needs to kind of just be patient. Don't get himself in trouble. I know he wants to win, but John back there got a pretty good gap here. So
Yeah, I believe there was a lap car in between him. Yeah, that was Brayson. He let the leaders go, and now Josh just has to maintain the gap, not overcorrect, not don't push the car over the limits. He's pretty well set here.
You never want to give up the lead, but Patterson probably could get up the lead if he needs to, because he's not racing him for the championship. He probably has that in mind too.
that's another thing, you know, if John was to get up there, press the issue, I mean, it's not over with yet. Got a couple more laps, and he'd be slightly closing in, but their lap times are really close to each other. But if he got up there and maybe started pressing the issue, I mean, now on the last lap, sure, Josh could press it. Even if he wrecked on the last lap, he's not going to lose the championship. He pretty much would have had to have trouble, I'm going to say, now or maybe a lap or so ago.
I will say this for the second place here, the Porsche. He's not going to just let Josh win this race either.
No, he's
gonna
there.
push him. He's going to push him as much as he can. He's going to try to get a win to finish out the season.
You can see that power difference we was talking about with the Mercedes. I mean, when he came off that turn, that long straight there, I mean, you can see the Porsche is able to in those tighter style corners. That car just looks like it's more on a rail, but these like sweeping style turns that keep the momentum up, you can just see the power of that Mercedes just walking off. And as long as Josh can, maintain it, but right there, those tight turns, there's where the Porsche makes up the difference. And that's a perfect example of what we've been talking about all race.
Yeah, I believe Josh made a mistake on the top of the hill that time around, and it did close the gap just a little bit. We'll see if the Porsche has enough of a run on the backstretch to make a move into the chicane.
And right here, we're talking about another one. See, you can just see right there that Porsche just, in those tight turns, he's able to do it. But Coming off of here, what's going to be a long straightaway, you should see that Mercedes slowly build that power. And
he's going to get the slipstream here.
Right, he might have the preferred line. He's going to have to drive it in the turn if he wants it. And he's going to. And this is where that right there is, basically what we've been talking about. That car gets out of the way. A perfect example of the handling, as the white flag one more time, the handling of that Porsche. That right there was just all what we've been talking about all race long. The difference in handling.
Yeah, and also you could also take into account that might be Josh also saying, "Hey, I don't want to wreck my car here with one to go."
Yes, right there. He tried it.
Wow.
That might have been his last ditch effort right there. That would have been. I think at this point, Josh might say, "Okay," and plus he lost a little ground. But that was probably his last ditch effort to maybe go. And there again, those was S-style turns. We've been talking about it all night. You've seen it right there, where he had to muscle that car through the S turns. That Porsche just looks like it's on rails.
Yeah, we go down the backstretch for the final time. He's not even in the slipstream. He's not looking to try to dive bomb or even really, go for it. He's just going to ride this out, play it safe. Josh, I got to relook at his name. Cannizzaro looks like he'll be getting the win tonight.
Now he broke hard right there, but no. Oh,
he's getting loose.
Man, I'll tell you what, that's some driving. Final time, final turn. It's going to be all JR bringing it home here tonight. Patterson's going to come home in second. And we pretty much just say he's going to bring the championship home too. Wayne Steele bringing it home here tonight. What a good finish here, folks, for the WORC Petit Le Mans GT3 Championship at Road America, presented by GGR. Got to give a shout out to our Keystone Corner here. Primary sponsor, Lime Media, bringing up the dirt in for us as always. But we'll see if we can't go down and get a couple of these guys up here and out through and get a word with them. What a race it was, though.
Oh, yeah, that was spectacular racing for the top three for the majority of that race. After the lap one incident, they just separate themselves, and it was just certain that all three would be on the podium since, just a couple corners into the race.
Want to get a word with Castile, third place man?
We can.
That's what I'm saying. You want to get a word with him? Oh.
It doesn't bother me.
All right, I'm up here and get a word with him. Third place man here, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne. Are you here?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, Wayne. I saw you out there. You were driving pretty good. It looks like in the middle of that first place battle, you made just a couple mistakes that kind of led you to falling off just a little bit. Do you want to describe how that occurred and how your pace was?
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to be that guy, but I kind of forgot about tonight. I kind of lost track of my days because of the Rolex 24. So I only had about 10 minutes to practice for this race. And unfortunately, I was trying to catch up, run the kind of pace that Josh and Brian and those guys were running. And I got to that point, but just not cleanly. So unfortunately, I kind of drove the car a little too hard in certain spots and got the tires a little too hot and wouldn't grip to where I was. But actually, I'm pretty happy with my result.
Yeah, you were pretty quick for only having 10 minutes of practice. That's a pretty good effort. And you'll be glad with third place tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I'm extremely excited about it. I want to thank Brayson and everybody over at WORC for putting on a great series, and thank you guys for broadcasting it for us.
That's your third place man. Also, Wayne, confirmation you came home in third in points too, so there you go.
Hey, I can't complain. First league for WORC for me. I'll take a third all day.
Absolutely. So there's your third place man tonight and third place in the points. That's Wayne Steele bringing home here. Well, let's bring up, let's do this. He had a dismal night. Brian's in, but we're going to bring him up here. Get a word with him. Brian, Joey, the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, not the night that you wanted coming in. You had the points lead. It was tight anyways. Was this just a track that you liked, or was it just bad luck?
Look, I'll be brutally honest. I'm kind of pissed off at the moment. Road Atlanta is a great track for me. I had the pace to give Josh a great run for his money. I think that was evident in the sprint race before Curb did me in, and then Visconti finished it off. But I'm not pleased at the moment with how tonight's events developed.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you had everything coming in, and then it just all kind of slipped away. And I understand frustration sets in, but nonetheless, still coming out of here tonight, not bad. Points wise, I think it says you still maintain second in points. Brian's telling me right. So really, I mean, wanted a championship, you had it. I gotta ask the question though. The Road to Atlanta, it's been a while since I've run on this track. Got a lot of technical turns. The BMW, we've had a great conversation here. Does it fare very well here at a track like this? I know cars like the Porsche and all would. The Mercedes there at the end kind of struggle because it's more of a powerhouse car, but not the BMW.
The BMW is not bad. Going into, I think it's turn 3, the top of the hill, that kind of sharp right-hander, it's easy to skate the front end on it, especially on a cooler track like we had. But going down through the S's, and then the whole second half of the track, the BMW felt really nice and balanced, which got me excited for tonight, I'll be honest. So I think it's a good car here. The Mercedes, it has a tendency to burn the front tires off after a little bit. The Porsche is balanced, but it can bite you if you're not careful with it, and I think the Lambo falls in that category too. But the BMW, it's a trusty tool, if not the outright fastest one. It's a good balance on it.
But like I said, all season long, he's had an outstanding one. Got anybody you want to thank to cap it off here?
Just thanks for the work, guys, for having me. Without them, wouldn't be in with a shot for the championship. Just going home disappointed, but that's how racing goes.
Tell you what, right there, P2 here in points tonight, but the man's had great success here at the WRC. Ryan Zinn, again, congratulations on a not so good night, but then again, an awesome season.
Thanks.
Righty, there we go. Well, if we can't now get a hold of we're going to get the leader, winner, John, you waiting in the booth, got a copy? John, you waiting in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you were able to get that Porsche around and win it tonight here for the season finale. Take us through on those last couple laps. What was going through your mind? Did you think you had enough to get around that Mercedes?
I don't think there's anything in my mind at that moment. It was just win, win, win. I know Josh is a very tough driver to get around. I've raced a lot with him during the LMP2 season, and on a track that you don't see a lot of passing in other than a braking zone, it's quite crazy to me that we managed to go through the top of the S side-by-side and the chicane side-by-side twice. So it's all that was in my head is just don't wreck them, get around them. And thankfully it happened. Thankfully I didn't wreck them. I know I would have been pretty upset if I did that to the guy that just won the championship. So it's all fun and glad I came on top.
We talked all race and the differences in cars and tracks and stuff, and this track being one of the smallest of a road race there is, with a lot of tight turns and so forth, like what you just said. Not a lot of passing zones here. But that Porsche looked like it was on rails as opposed to Josh out there kind of manhandling that Mercedes. What was the balance of your...
As somebody who's used to driving the Mercedes a lot, anyways, I'm in the Porsche because we're doing the 12 hours soon. Neither car has really good turn radius, so especially in some of those tight corners, like right before that launch straightaway, the car doesn't want to turn. So I know the Porsche is pretty good on braking for the most part. I know there's a few corners that it wants to slip out and get sideways on you, but both of us did it good. I'm pretty sure the Porsche is mid-engine, so it has a better handling. But I said the car is pretty good, and I think it did its job.
No doubt, just to put you out front and won it tonight here. You got anybody you want to thank?
You guys were on the broadcast. Patterson from on a great show with me. Wayne too. Unfortunately, he almost wrecked himself at the end, but he still came home, I think, third. Brayson put on the league and everybody else here.
Go winner tonight, John, bringing it home here. Good finish. Well, this guy, he tried to win it, but the most important thing, he is the champion here for the season. Let's bring him up. Josh Patterson, Joe White, the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Well, you tried to muscle that big car, the Mercedes, to the win. But the most important one here is you are the champ here at the WRC Keystone Corner GT3.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, came in, you were 5 back, got on pole, 4 back coming in, but Brian Zinn just getting into trouble early really set the pace here and out front. But I got to ask, though, the Mercedes on a track like this looks like it was a handful.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of that was that I was kind of giving it everything there, but yeah, there were some of the tight turns. Again, the Merc is known for not really turning that great. So, I mean, through the tight turns, I was struggling a little bit, but the straightaways, especially the backstretch, they really helped me. And I was able to find some speed. I didn't practice as much as I probably should have, as much as the other guys did, but ended up coming out and performing really strong. So, I mean, yeah, the car was interesting, but I mean, hey, it served me well all season, got me to where I am right now, and yeah, I mean, it's a good time.
Oh, absolutely. Like I say, yeah, stuck with it, what you had come in here. Now, did you think that John was going to be able to make that pass on you there at the closing lap?
I was hoping he didn't. I know I had like a 2-second lead, and then I caught up to, I think, Brayson, and I didn't think he held me up that much, but then all of a sudden John went from, I think, like 1.72 seconds back to like 0.6, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. So, I mean, I thought he had a chance, and then he made the move, and I was thinking, okay, I can get him back. And then I made a couple mistakes on the final lap, small mistakes, but mistakes, and just dropped me slightly out of the dive bomb range. And I didn't want to take him out for it because, it was a really fun battle with him all day. And yeah, I mean, really fun racing, John. Props to him for the win. And, I mean, I didn't want to wreck him for it, and I didn't want to, put myself in jeopardy. But yeah, so I did a little pseudo send at the end there, and he didn't fall for it. So I don't know. A good race overall. Congrats to John on the win, and yeah.
Well, like I said, either way, the big picture is you're coming out of here the champ here for the season, and it was awesome. And like you say, we were on board with you there in that final turn. We saw you was wheel hopping that thing coming to the last turn, trying to rustle it. But man, what a season! What a race! What a way to cap it off. You got anybody you want to thank for bringing home the championship?
Yeah, man, I got to thank everybody at Dynamo Racing, powered by Limeade Media. Kingslayer Autosport for running with me in the 24 2 weeks ago, I guess it is now. Or no, last week. Got to thank Belfort Property Restorations, EVC Automotive, Patriot Clutches, Dynamo Designs, Limeade Media, WORC TV Broadcasting, the Keystone Corner. I got to thank you for coming out all season to broadcast for us. We've really appreciated you having you on board with us. Got to thank everybody all season for coming out and racing this series. It's been a lot of fun. Got to thank Brayson for putting it on. And yeah, I got to thank everybody tonight for coming out and giving me a good race. And Brian, I guess, for giving me a good championship battle at the end there.
Hey, I tell you what, it was an awesome one all season long. You two been back and forth, but there you go, folks. That's your champion, Josh Patterson, bringing it home here for the WRC Keystone Corner GT3 Series. Tonight's race presented by GGR. Got a lot of great sponsors out there. It's been an awesome season. Folks, hey, don't go anywhere. We got dirt racing this Tuesday, still with the WRC. For myself and everyone, have a good night.